About time we had a CD update. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to my CD update for start of December 2021. So this is basically the CDs I've bought and listened to since the last CD update, which was in September. There's a couple here. I had a pile. I've got a pile of signed stuff that's to be scanned and then shown. And there are some CDs in there. I'm not sure, because there was also some CDs in there that are unsigned, that are just I've listened to and need to be shown on this video. And there's one or two signed bits that I think I haven't already shown, but if I have, I apologise. Does that make sense? I think so. Anyway, okay, so let's crack straight on. First up is the example of that. So this is a CD single of Sugar Babes' Overload, which was their debut single, and as you can see, this is signed by the band members. This CD contains 7 remixes of Overload plus the B-side Lush Life. I bought the 20th anniversary. It is 20th anniversary, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's 20th anniversary. Yeah, it must be 20th anniversary release of their debut album on vinyl, and part of a bundle basically was you also got this signed CD single with it. Now, Overload is a great track and was the main reason why I wanted to buy the album anyway. I don't need 7 remixes of it, but this is nice to have, at least with the signatures. This was charity shop purchase, so I showed it in the haul video for when I bought it, but I hadn't listened to it at that point. This is Dizzy Rascals' Tongue in Cheek. Yeah, really good, really enjoyable album. Very good. Bonkers, Dance With Me, Dirty Cash. A couple of others I recognise as well, I seem to recall. But yeah, enjoyed that a lot. Similarly, same haul, Beverly Knight's Affirmation. This has got Come As You Are is the big hit from this one. But again, there's a couple of others that I knew. Basically, when I find Beverly's albums in charity shops, I buy them because they're always enjoyable. I don't think I've shown this in a haul video. I apologise if this was in my last one, but I quickly skimmed through and couldn't see it. This is the latest Best of Bond, James Bond, which gets reissued basically with every film. So these are all the Bond themes from the James Bond theme from Dr. No through to now No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. I've got everything on here a number of times. I bought it mainly for the collection, mainly to use for the Bond theme song ranking video that I did. And to have No Time to Die on CD, but it's also on the soundtrack album anyway. But yeah, it was mainly just for completeness. But yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on these songs, watch the Bond ranking video. I very kindly received VCLT, and in it were some CDs and CD singles, and one of which was this, Danny Wilson, The Second Summer of Love. This nice little 3-inch CD single. Comes in a little pull-out, he says. Oh no, and it slides out of there, that's it. I remember now. And it's got a lyric card as well in there. So yeah, Second Summer of Love was a song I knew and enjoyed. So I enjoyed that. The other tracks on there I liked. I don't think any of them particularly wowed me, but I certainly didn't hate any of them. So I've spoken in previous videos, Reckless Yes Records. I subscribed to them this year, and for just over £70 I received everything they released, if it's available on vinyl, I got the vinyl, and in the most limited version of that vinyl, if they had multiple versions of it. And then anything that was only released on CD, I got CDs. This was one of those. This is Piney Gur and Astral Spectra. I really liked this. It's a 4-track EP. She's a singer-songwriter. Yeah, really good. Enjoyed that a lot. Probably my favourite thing that they've sent me this year. I have resubscribed for next year as well. This was in the VCLT. This is another 3-inch CD. This is Joe Jackson's 19 Forever, back with Acropolis Now. So rather, from the album Blaze of Glory. I'm a Joe Jackson fan anyway. I have a number of his albums now. Didn't know this track, but enjoyed it. And this was also in it. This is Prince and Sheena Easton, The Arms of Orion, from a Batman soundtrack. So I do have a 3-inch CD of this, but it is a different one. I think this is the European release and I have the UK release. I think I've got that the right way round. But this has got The Arms of Orion, the full-length album version, plus a single edit. And then I Love You in Me, which was a B-side that was originally on this. No, it was originally on this. And then he also put it on the Insatiable CD from Diamonds and Pearls as well. But it's one of my favourite Prince B-sides. But yeah, really happy to have that. Okay, so this is the CD of the No Time to Die soundtrack. You may have seen my video. I have this, and then I have black vinyl, white vinyl, and now gold vinyl, which I didn't know about when I did the video, but I have subsequently got hold of. Those are the two vinyl versions of the soundtrack, and then what single vinyl picture discs. I have the Bond version, the Women of No Time to Die version, and the 007 version. I've listened to this a lot lately because I've now listened to all of those. It's certainly it's not as good as any of John Barry's soundtracks. It's not as good as any of David Arnold's Bond soundtracks, but it's probably the best of all the others. Although the best sort of moments in it tend to be where he's referencing those soundtracks. But yeah, it's certainly better than the last two. This was charity shop purchase. Again, I showed it in my haul video, but I've now listened to it. This is U2's Acton Baby. Great album. Yeah, really, really good album. Enjoyed that a hell of a lot. My favourite U2 album that I have heard. This was also in that same haul. This is the James Bond themes. These are sort of covers of the Bond themes by an orchestra with guest singers. Should have bought a drink in. I'm just going to go and get some water. That's better. Yeah, I mean, they're not great, but they're always entertaining listening to those sort of things. So for a £1 charity shop purchase was worth getting. Is this the right one? Or this is the wrong one. This is the right one. This is Snow Patrol 100 Million Suns. Again, charity shop purchase from Fairham on the same day. So I have a couple of Snow Patrols, 2 or 3 of their albums. I enjoyed this. Don't think I knew any of the songs. Or maybe there was one that I knew. But yeah, it was perfectly enjoyable. Happy to listen to. Again, charity shop, Franz Ferdinand. You Could Have It So Much Better. There's 2 or 3 tracks on this I knew. Good, strong album. Do like Franz Ferdinand. This was very good. Again, charity shop purchase, but it's an album that sort of I've been tempted by for a while, and it's Paolo Nutini's Sunny Side Up. But yeah, really good album. Enjoy a lot. Pulp's Intro. So this is a compilation of the singles that they released on Gift Records just before they signed with Island. As part of their deal with Island, they were put on this as their first Island release. It's got early version of Babies on there, which is pretty similar to the His and Hers version, and Razzmatazz is on here. It's sort of a lot closer to his and hers onwards Pulp than it is to the Fire era Pulp that I have very little time for. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Bernard Butler's Friends and Lovers. Again, charity shop. Yeah, enjoyed that quite a bit. I certainly enjoyed it more than I did his debut solo album, which was okay, but it didn't do much for me, which I bought the Record Store Day release of earlier this year. But yeah, that one I enjoyed more. And then this is McCalmont and Butler Bring It Back, which again, same haul. So the first McCalmont and Butler album I love, particularly the singles You Do and Yes, which is just one of the greatest songs ever written. But I never got round to getting this when it came out. You know, they had a big falling out and then they got back together 7 years later. And I was sort of aware of it, but I never thought, oh, I must get that. I wish I had now. I wish I've been listening to this longer because it is a great album. I still probably prefer the songbook, but yeah, really good stuff. Again, same haul. This is the Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith soundtrack. You know, it evokes memories of the films. It's got some great bits of music, although most of those great bits of music are the Star Wars theme and the New Hope bits at the end. But yeah, it's perfectly enjoyable, good background music if you like. There's a DVD on here, which I haven't watched, but I will now put this in my to watch pile. I'll do that now, before I forget. This was part of a VCLT. This was African Dub Almighty, Chapter 2. Or African Dub Chapter 2. Joe Gibbs and the Professionals. This was okay. I went into it, you know, I'm not a massive reggae fan or dub. But I went into this and with an open mind and it was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. You know, yeah, it was fine. Similarly, this was also part of that VCLT. This was Walter Wanderley, The Return of the Original. So this is jazz, but it's very light jazz. It's... I've already forgotten what instrument he plays. I'll put it on the screen, because I'll have to Google it, and my computer's not on. Yeah, it was, you know, decent enough background music. Not somebody I'm going to rush out and pick up any more of their stuff, but don't object to having heard it and to owning it. This, again, was all part of that VCLT. This was Babe Ruth's Grand Slam, the best of Babe Ruth. I was sort of aware of Babe Ruth, but didn't know much about them. Didn't really know what to expect musically, but enjoyed this quite a bit. It's sort of blues rock, almost, you know, Janis Joplin, Big Brother-ish in points. But yeah, enjoyed that a fair bit. Again, all part of that VCLT, very kind. This is a Now Yearbook 1983, which he also gave me the vinyl of, which is a reduced version of this over 3 discs, 3 LPs. This is 4 CD set. I overall enjoyed lots of tracks I knew very well, obviously, but a few more obscure tracks on here that it was nice to discover, and a few tracks that I don't really like particularly much, but not many of those, to be fair. Only a couple, probably. I'm trying to remember what they are now. I think it was a couple on the second disc, but yeah, overall, nice listen and nice to have all those songs together. Yeah, this was also in that VCLT. So this was Mars Volta, Deloused in the Comatorium. This is a concept album, but I couldn't have told you that if I hadn't have Googled it, if you see what I mean. The musicianship is great. I quite liked the songs. However, God, could they do with being edited down. It was quite musy in points. And it's, you know, like Muse sometimes do, you know, the song finished about 2 minutes before the track actually finished because there was long instrumental noodling, and 2 minutes is quite... I mean, there's a 12-minute, 29-second track on here, a 6-minute one, and nearly 9-minute one, a 7-minute one, a 7.5-minute one. You know, they're long tracks. Most of them could have been done being about half the length they actually are. But otherwise, I enjoyed it. This is Elton John, the Lockdown Sessions. So, thanks to Paul Aiden, he spotted that they were selling these in a bundle with a signed card, which is inside. I hope. Yes. So I bought it was a bundle. It was the CD, the vinyl, and you got the signed card. So I went for that largely to have a signed Elton John card because I like Elton John. This is mixed. I mean, so they're all songs he's done in lockdown. Some of them specifically for this project, some of them for other projects, for other artists' albums and things like that, but all compiled together. First off, his voice is gone. Most of it he sings in a very low register, which he just about gets away with. But he, you know, he doesn't sound like himself. There's probably about half of it I liked a lot. There's the single Cold Heart with Dua Lipa, which I like a lot. Track with Charlie Puth's okay, but there's too much auto-tuning on both their voices on that one. Chosen Family, Rina Sawayama and Elton John was good. Pink Phantom, which was Gorillaz with Elton John and Six Lack, however that's meant to be pronounced, which is on the last Gorillaz album, which I have, is good. Their version of It's a Sin with Years and Years is good. The cover of Nothing Else Matters with Miley Cyrus and various other people is good. Simple Things with Brandy Carlisle was okay. E-Ticket with Eddie Vedder is possibly the best track on there. Finish Line with Elton and Stevie Wonder is the other contender for best song on there. Stolen Car with Stevie Nicks would be okay if I liked Stevie Nicks' voice, which I don't. And I'm Not Gonna Miss You with Glenn Campbell was good as well. There's quite a lot though on here with rap artists, and although I like some rap, most modern rap does very little for me. And yeah, so those tracks didn't do much for me, but it's okay. This is another Reckless Yes release. This is the Sheridans, although it's TH apostrophe Sheridans, which I think was for legal reasons. Pieces of General. So this is a male-female duo. I'm now desperately trying to remember what musical style I would put it under. Just sort of indie pop, I think, would be the best description of it. But it was very good. I enjoyed it. This is a full album, 14 tracks. Yeah, enjoyed it. This is the new Duran Duran album, Future Past. Sorry, I've just remembered that Elton needs to go in my to scan pile. Because this does as well. Because this also came... This was through Amazon with a signed print. Yeah, new Duran Duran album, Future Past. So when this was announced, even with a signed print, I wasn't going to get it. Then I found out that Graham Coxon was on a lot of the tracks on it. So I thought, oh yeah, I will get it. Being a Blur fan. It's okay. You know, I've quite liked the singles from it. There's some good songs on here. It's all a bit samey, bar a couple of tracks. And I could barely spot Graham. So I didn't love it, but it was okay. This was a charity shop purchase, and I thought I was buying Snow Patrol's Fallen Empires, but when I checked, when I did the haul video and opened it up, inside was actually Adele's 19. I listened to it anyway. Adele, I don't object to Adele at all, although all the coverage around the new album's been a bit much. But, you know, I don't have any beef with Adele. She's a Spurs fan, so that's always a good thing. But I'd never deliberately buy any of her albums. But I listened to that. It was alright. Perfectly pleasant way to spend an hour, or however long it is. You know, there's enough upbeat songs, but it's not all Worries Me songs. So yeah, I didn't mind Adele's 19. I'll keep hold of that. And finally, again, from that charity shop haul, this is Paul McCartney's Run Devil Run. So these are largely rock and roll songs, many of which he owns the rights to. But there's a couple of McCartney originals snuck in there. So sort of recorded in a couple of days. Dave Gilmour's on guitar on most of the tracks. Yeah, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's not great, it's not terrible. Seems to be the theme to most of these CDs. But, you know, that's fine with me. I don't need every album I listen to be a 10 out of 10 classic. As long as it's sort of 6 out of 10 or above, I'm happy with it. As long as there's 2 or 3 tracks on there that I can latch onto. And, you know, when it's only cost you £1, even more so. But yeah, needed for the collection anyway. Happy to have it in the collection, in the McCartney collection. It's perfectly decent, perfectly listenable. It's not going to be the first CD of his that I ever grabbed to listen to. But yeah, didn't mind it at all, really. Okay, that's cleared that little pile. The cat can now get onto my windowsill again without wrecking the joint. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks.